Hey everyone, it's the Grumpy Meeple, and I'm coming back at you with an unboxing of Overdrive by Mantic Games. Mantic was kind enough to send this to me, and so I'd like to pop it open and take a look at what we've got inside. Let's see. This is the turbocharged arena sports game, which is all well and good, but really, I'd like to refer to it going forward as the game with the shark, the bipedal shark with a suit on, a power suit on. Because that is most awesome. Be gone, vile plastic. Okay. Practice knife safety. Put the top back on. So let's take a look at this bad boy. What do we got here? Oh, interesting. Okay. It's a very bold move. Rarely do you see a game that opens from the top like that. Boy, she is just jammed in there. There we go. Set the cover aside for now. Let's see here. I feel like I probably have this upside down. Okay. Here we go. All right. So right off the bat, looks like we've got the board. Pull the camera back a little bit. There we go. Ooh. Okay. It's very colorful. Nice heavy cardboard. It's actually a pretty nice board. Boards are hit and miss for me. But this is actually a very cool looking little board here. Lots of symbology that I have no goddamn idea what any of it means. But that's what playing the game is about. Here we've got some cardboard tokens. Seem to pop out okay. I don't really want to make a big mess with this right now, so I'll probably go ahead and set this aside. But I will say this is a very small number of tokens, and I really am leaning towards less in my games. The lesser, the better. In most cases, in a lot of cases, because it just gets to a point of absurd complexity that, you know, no adult can really focus in on. I'd rather have a small number of tokens and a large amount of strategy built into the game system. Here we've got the dice. If I can open this tricksome bag. Ooh, look at that. Nice, big, chunky, colorful D6 dice. One set for each team. Nothing mind-blowing other than the color really does pop. And I appreciate that. What do we got here? Oh, okay, here we go. We're getting into the miniatures. I think I'll set those aside. Got some bases, acrylic bases with your protective covering on them. We'll take a look at those in a minute. Here we've got the character cards. We should go through and read the bios on all these characters. I love it when board games include this kind of biographical data about the characters. It just adds so much flavor. Let's see here. All right, so our shark friend is named Caradon. He's a crowd pleaser and he's terrifying. I can get behind that. So here you've got their stats laid out, and he's got 2 abilities, Bloodlust and Hard Pass. Hard Pass. The player may use its strength stat when making a pass the bomb action. Okay, very nice. All right, let's see what Caradon's all about. Blood in the water. Hold on, let me zoom in on this. Spend before making... Oh, this is like some kind of ultimate ability. Spend before making a slam action with this player. If the slam is against a player that has any damage counters, the slam has a +2 modifier and the opposing player may only dodge. This cannot be used when slamming back. Wow, so we got some slamming going on in this game. Slamming and slam backs. Oh my god, are these all like crustaceans and like sea beasts? This is awesome. Here's Scarathron. He's got an ability called Zap. Action ranged attack. Confusion. When this player causes damage on another player as part of a ranged attack action, the target is also pushed directly back 1 hex and can be turned to face any direction. Oh, that's cool. And then Lob It. When making a pass the bomb action, this player can target a player in their front arc up to 3 hexes away with a clear route as though it were adjacent. This does not count as a ranged attack. And here we've got Poison Shot. Spend before making a ranged attack action. Attack gains +2 modifier. In addition, if the ranged attack wins, the target's poisoned. Next time the poison player activates, it immediately takes 2 damage, and the status token is cleared. Okay. Here is Brank Reborn. So he looks like some kind of robot. Oh yeah, see, it's their Overdrive ability that's on the reverse. Abilities, can't feel a thing. Oh, and he is defensive and robot. Can't feel a thing. Anytime this player would receive a damage counter, they reduce the total number received by 1. Tight grip. Steal actions against this player suffer a -1 modifier. So it's hard to get the ball away from him because he's got such a powerful ball. I don't know. Is there a ball? I'm not sure. Huh. He's got a couple of different Overdrive abilities. I might not go through all of these. I think you're getting the idea here. Here's Cynic Dulce. Abilities. Push. Skill test. May run first. Target must be within your front arc and within 5 hexes. With a clear route for each success, the target is pushed directly back 1 hex. I kind of can't even tell what this thing is. Alien, defensive. I don't have a good sense of, like, where's his head? Does he have a head? This right here might not even have a head. I like it. I like it either way. And then he's got his Overdrive ability. Or is that his? I guess that's his head. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I like it, though. It's very strange. The Spawn. Alien, terrifying. So here he is. He's got like an egg coming out of his head and wacky Cthulhu tentacles and whatnot. Abilities. Drag, strength test. May run first. Target must be in your front arc up to 3 hexes away with a clear route. For each success, pull the target 1 hex directly towards the nameless spawn. He's got long tentacles. This player can target a player in their front arc up to 2 hexes away and with a clear route. This does not count as a ranged attack, so he can, you know, he can pull like a Dalsim. Very nice. And his Overdrive is just called Spawn Again. And then here's Dozer. This is the other guy that's on the box. I think he's like a giant turtle. Defensive, tough. Yeah, he looks tough and defensive. Ability, Shell. Any actions that target the rear arc of this player suffer a -2 modifier because his shell is on his back, so it's hard to hit him or affect him from behind. That makes sense. And Teleport. Teleport's an action that can be used whenever a player would normally run. Player immediately disappears and reappears in an empty hex up to 4 spaces away. And of course, you knew they were going to call his Overdrive ability Shell Shock. Very cool. I'm getting a Monster Apocalypse vibe from this. Maybe more so than like a Blood Bowl vibe, which is very, very, very cool because I am eagerly anticipating Monster Apocalypse, and if this game scratches the same itch, that just gives me a whole nother thing to collect. All right. Oh, see, I'm super excited about this. That's it. That's all that's in the box. A couple cards, a couple tokens, a couple dice, a couple miniatures, and the rule book, which is a really nice, thick, like graphic novel style rule book. So this game looks super streamlined, and I'm all about it. Oh, wow. Look at that dragon. Oh, okay, look, there's tons of alternate game modes. Wow, the art is very cool. There's league play. Okay, so there's a lot of kind of advanced play options in here, but it's looking like the basic gameplay is actually pretty streamlined. It's basically all captured on this one page. This looks great. I'm looking forward to actually getting this out. Oh, good. And here we have our component list, and we see our 6 Overdrive characters. Wow, so they obviously have lots of plans or already released additional characters. Because there's all sorts of cool stuff in here. Look at this guy. Awesome. All right, we'll dig into that when we do a playthrough video. Now let's take a look at the miniatures. So right off the bat, this guy is actually already fully built. Let's see if I can do my fancy zoom. So this is obviously Dozer, I believe. Yep, there's his cool shell. That's pretty cool. Nice chunky miniature. Pretty hard plastic. I thought for some reason that I would have to assemble these. Doesn't appear to be the case. Yeah, I like that. Some good detail, and obviously I assume they just sit on these hex bases, which is actually really cool too. It's a nice big base. It makes the board even smaller, like less intimidating, you know what I mean? Because each guy is taking up that much space. So that is Dozer. Oh man, these characters are funny. Okay, next up we've got Tentacle Man, I believe. Hence tentacles. Nice plated kind of armor. I love his his wacky face tentacles and his little egg head. Very cool. They are different color, which leads me to think that they're like 2 different factions or something like that. I might be wrong about that. We'll see, I guess. I honestly thought I was going to have to assemble these, which is not a problem. It was just my expectation, and it is quite clear now that I do not. Here's Robot. Looking very fine looking robot. Nice and heavy too. These are like chunky miniatures. Here is the Spider Beast. I don't even remember seeing a spider in there, but they've all got these funny ports on them too. I wonder what that is. Or a lot of them do, at least. Ooh. Here's Crustacean Man. Crustacean Man. Does everything a crustacean can. What's he like? It's not important. Crustacean Man. They might be giants, anybody. I'm old as so they might be giants. Is legit to me. And there he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Caradon, the Shock Man. That's a really cool miniature. I love this. All right, so that's the core box of Overdrive. Just right off the bat, I would say that component quality-wise, everything is very solid. The miniatures are nice and heavy and chunky, and the bases are huge, and they're going to sit very cool on there. You can kind of position them how you like. There's only 6 cards, which I love, again, because it really does point to this game being a very streamlined, like, kind of dice-chucking fun time, you know? Like, I'm almost imagining this being, and knowing nothing about it, how it plays, I'm almost imagining it being kind of King of Tokyo-ish, in a way, like that level of complexity, maybe. We'll see. But certainly no more complex than something like Monster Apocalypse, which makes it not complex at all. Let's see what the playtime is on this. If it's on the box, it almost always is. Do not see it. The playtime is a mystery. Let's see, maybe it's... Yeah, it's really not called that. That's fine. Okay, and then we've got our beautiful, chunky, pre-assembled miniatures. This guy is a slightly different color. Not sure why. Doesn't matter. I'm going to prime them all anyways. Probably do my... I don't know. Probably do my Incredibly Lazy Man's painting on it. Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll have to see. And then the other thing that they sent me was the Bug versus Big Mech Rival Pack, which comes with 2 more miniatures and 2 more cards. Be gone. All right. Little bit slightly bent, no big deal. We've got the Bug. He's defensive and terrifying. Abilities: extra boost. Player gains a +2 modifier on dash tests. And sneaky. Player gains a +1 modifier on steal and pass the bomb tests. Okay, so his abilities are more augmentation of his standard actions than, you know, like a full-blown new power or whatever. And then you get the Big Mech. He's a robot and he's tough. Ability: solid. This player cannot be pushed back as a result of a slam. Focused. This player has a +1 modifier when making a slam action against an opposing blah blah blah. And then you've got his Overdrive ability. Boop. Boop. Oh, that's interesting. Their bases are a different color. Right, let's see what the hell we got here. Oh, okay. These guys do have to be assembled. So these are probably resin. Miniatures, you know. So I'll have to snap these guys off the sprue and put them together, but that's no problem. Taking a look, let's do the old super zoom. You can see lots of perfectly fine detail. And I can see already that there are really well-defined ports for the legs and stuff, which means that this will go together pretty easily. You look at something like Shadows of Brimstone, where, especially the older miniatures, where it was just, it's really hard to put those miniatures together sometimes, because they do not have those big chunky holes that the thing obviously sits in, that that you can just pop it into and let it kind of glue up. Got two different bases, a clear one and a blue one. Don't know what that means. Then we got a bunch of pieces of the Big Mech. So this is plastic. That one's probably resin. Not sure what the differentiation is. It's interesting. This looks like this will pop together quite easily. Again, look at that giant, you know, port connector for the arm and legs and such. All right, cool. So that is my unboxing of Overdrive by Mantic Games. And I have to say, this looks like it's gonna scratch a very particular itch that I have. I find that I just have too many massive campaign-based spend the next year of your life playing this game style games, and I'm actually looking forward to having something that's a little bit less weighty, something that maybe I could even play with my son. We'll have to see how complicated the rules are, but even just looking at the board, I mean, there's not a terribly huge amount of stuff going on here. This is obviously like a point tracker, round tracker. These zones are labeled. I'm assuming one guy starts in each zone. And again, you're kind of hexing through spaces. Very cool. Very cool. Very exciting. So keep an eye out on the channel. I will probably do like a solo playthrough, basically. I'll read the rulebook and then I'll play a game against myself so that I can get a feel for the rules. So look out for that, and I will talk to you later.